Tony Parsons, The Open Secret. Guilt. I can only feel guilty if I judge who I am from a set of belief systems that I've been taught or that I've constructed for myself. My self-constructed beliefs, again, can only emanate from my past experiences in time. These concepts are linked to the idea of a journey towards a goal, a path to purification. In presence, there's no becoming, no attachment to a goal. I see that I no longer have to achieve any standard or behave in a certain way in order to become worthy. Whilst I expand my energy in feeling guilty and attempting to assuage that illusory sense, I continually negate the possibility of liberation. There's a fascination and there's an indulgence built into the drama of sin, karma, which can powerfully smokescreen the very real avoidance of the rediscovery of who I am. What I am doing is investing in an illusory concept about right or wrong, in order to avoid that which is absolutely beyond both. In presence, there's no debt because there's no history. In any situation, either I feel separate or there is presence, and in separation, no matter what happens, I feel separate. In presence, the self is no more. There's simply that which is. Either situation is complete. Each moment is its own reward. It's there, and then it's gone. No further ongoing debt to pay. Whilst we continuously employ the remorseless judge to calculate and measure everything we do or are, we imprison ourselves in an existence of struggle, guilt, suffering, only to appease a God that is ourselves projected. There's only the knowing or the unknowing. If I cannot understand, I cannot see, and darkness is simply darkness. It is neither right, it is neither wrong. All concepts of bad or good, original sin, karma, debt, of any kind, are the products of an unawakened mind that is locked into time and the maintenance and reinforcement of a sense of father, mother and self. Thinking. My thinking creates time, and time creates my thinking. Within time, thinking, I maintain my illusion, an illusory sense of self-identity, separation. I think, therefore I continue. My thinking in time, in the main, grasps and divides, continuously producing ideas of progress towards satisfaction or calamity. It disturbs and speaks of order and makes promises and speaks of destruction. My time thinking moves backward and forward over a sea of memories, projections from a place I call myself. My mind maintains the immaculate balance between limitation and liberation, at the same time looking for lifetimes in every part of existence. In the seen and the unseen, searching and longing to discover only the one that is looking. No amount of thinking will tell me who I am, but understanding can take me to the river's edge. Stillness is not brought about by not thinking. Stillness is absolutely beyond the presence or absence of thought. I cannot make myself still. But when that which appears not to be still is seen, then that seeing emanates from stillness. Creative thinking emerges from stillness. But if I move beyond thinking, where am I? And who am I? Relationships. My early experiences with parents and others sets up my beliefs and my patterns about relationships, and these patterns follow and influence every relationship thereafter until I rediscover who I am. In whatever game I play, those to whom I relate will, in the main, become compatriots in that game and reinforce and support it. If I need to be needed, I will create the needy. If I need to be rejected, then I will attract rejection. There are as many variations as there are people. But patterns are only a confirmation of my particular needs and beliefs, and they reflect that which I have not yet rediscovered. They are perfectly appropriate, simply a part of the hidden principle of unconditional love, inviting me to see another possibility. What I experience as a relationship in my world of time and separation seems like a link between me and another. It can be an exchange of feelings and interests and enthusiasms and laughter and tears and thoughts and reflections. One part communicating with another part. I am relating to that which I project out there, apart from me. There's very little merging in the fullest sense. It seems like a communication between two projections, two conditionings, two patterns, or an agreement to stroke each other's egos. When I first meet somebody, my computer sometimes places the other person in a box in which I keep them imprisoned. Sometimes I will extend bits of the box here and there, or I'll make it bigger or smaller. In this way, I stay safe and relate to my concepts about the person rather than who they really are. When I strive to become that which I think is my cause, I can live in a state of comparison with others or see them as my judge, or it's a kind of subtle competition. I can also see the other person as someone who I believe can fulfill my sense of lack. They can acknowledge the image that I wish to project, or they can reinforce my sense of being worthy. They can excite me, comfort me with their presence. They fulfill a need. The way in which I relate to others is the most powerful reflection in the most fundamental relationship of all, and that is with myself. When I have rediscovered who I am, however, there's no longer any question of relationships. In this open and welcoming presence, there's no need for memory or repetition, comparison or expectation. No place for one part meeting another. No distance between the two, and therefore nothing needs to relate. All of our energy is merged into a continual freshness, and the celebration of simply what is. It is a communion of spontaneous giving and receiving that can enlighten those times when we return to relating. Often there is silence because there's no need to fill the void once seen as threatening. These silences are full of simply being together in an existence that is continually dancing.